Hello guys and welcome back to Tier 4. We are here in Miami where it's actually really cloudy, which is only a good thing for me and Mr. Rob Genie himself, but I will bring him in just a minute. But we've got the Tier 4 Championship. 38 is the runaway leader at the moment. We've got many reserves sitting in. We've got Banstock, the man who's just won in Tier 3, Carl, BitW, who else have we got? Doris, who's just been mighty quick in the Tier 3 race himself as well, and of course the Banshee himself in this race too. I'm just trying to see if there's any up missed. I don't think there is, but that's the main ones. But today I'm joined by Mr. Genie, the man who's got the voice that we all love. Welcome back.
Thank you very much. It's lovely to be here. I think I did Tier 4 the other week. It's really nice to see these boys improve every week at a smashing race in China. Yeah, really looking forward to this one.
It really is good to see these guys, how far they come. Like, there's a few of them that I've raced with in the past in Tier 3, and obviously they struggled back then a little bit, but now you see them and they quite often reserve Tier 3 and do just as well as the actual Tier 3 boys themselves, so...
Oh, they're whizzing along. Yeah, and I was doing my notes, going through, looking at the results everybody's had this year. There's a few that I'm really looking forward to seeing up a tier next year. Like you say, 38 has been very impressive, suddenly come into a rich vein of form. I think he's won, what is it, 3 on the trot now?
Yeah, I think it's 3 on the bounce, yeah, or 2, yeah. And then Jackster as well, he's another man to watch at the minute. He's on a bit of fine form himself. He's been absolutely smashing it in Tier 3 for the last 2 races.
Yeah,
and now today he's back in Tier 4. He's also, wait, I'm trying to work out, is that an Aston Martin that's furthest around the track? I think it's Johnny Smooth. It is. So, when he gets to the start-finish straight, do you want to take us for a lap of the Miami car park?
Happy to do so, yeah. This is... Gosh.
When he eventually gets there. This straight is about 2 years long, so...
It's a funny track, isn't it, this one?
I like it, though.
I've got used to it. I think I'm better with it now, but it's just... I don't know, we'll see. There's always a little bit of carnage, isn't there? But let's stick on with Johnny Smooth as he makes his way to start a lap round here. Lines himself up nicely. A little right, and we're across the line. Lap has started, so you're looking for the 100-meter board on the left-hand side. Hard brake, swing into the right, and then it's all about trying to carry your speed through here. And avoid that curve on the right if you can, because it's very easy to spin around. He's done that very well. Right, now you're looking for the black braking board on the right hand side. Get up into 8th and then swing it down to about 6th or 7th. He's kept it in 6th there. Keep it in 6th if you can. This is horrible big left-hander with the liner. It might be a little bit easy, but it's always a bit tough, I think, to know when to turn in. He's done very well through here. Now you're onto this weird left section, but it's just a straight. You just keep your foot planted down and follow the best line round the corner. Right, and then you're into the very technical section here. You want to have a very hard braking zone around about 100 again, swing it into this left-hander, and you've got this right that seems to go on for far too long. You just sort of hold it in 2nd gear, and you go up into 3rd, swing it out wide, and then you're into this very horrible section. Oh, almost lost the back end there, but didn't. You can cut that corner a little bit. You've got to be wary of the bump. It's all about getting the best exit on, so as you said earlier, this long straight, this is probably one of the best overtaking opportunities on the track as that DRS flap opens now. Going at top speed, well over 200 miles an hour. We'll see how skinny some people go in this section, but you've got to make sure you slam on the brakes hard for this final turn. Now, this one's tricky. It's so easy to lose the back end through here, but he's kept that nice and planted. One right-hander, you want to keep it tucked in right to the right to try and get the fastest time. That's a 1:31.063. Very good banker lap there.
That was a very good lap. It's good to see that, like you said, that last corner is an absolute nightmare to try and get some traction out of, isn't it? The amount of times I lost it today.
Yeah, it's a lot. It's where you just spin. Blimey, you were saying that Jackster is in good form. That's a 1:29.7 off the bat.
Yeah, that's a banker as well. So, yeah. Gav's just said rain. You got to feel sorry for them if that's the case.
This is, it's a tricky track to get any traction on in the dry. I can't imagine what it's going to be like in the wet if that's the case.
Yeah, 100%.
As you said, it's looking a bit
It is
It's looking
cloudy,
a
isn't
bit
it?
overcast.
Yeah.
I'm hoping we don't get rain at the end of quali, or it might be a little bit boring, as you've got to get your fast laps in as quickly
Early.
as possible.
It's alright, we'll find something to talk about. we'll get through it somehow. Oh, Biff just hit that curb on the final corner and then he had a big blast into the wall, but he's just about got away with it. Let's see, he's coming across the line now. Good lap, P7. So,
Yeah.
Gav's done his lap on the hards. So he's out nice and early on his hard tyres. 38, wow.
Yeah, we're talking about getting your banker lap in pretty early on. That's 6 tenths quicker than anybody else. So,
Should we just appreciate that for a second? That's on, like, this track is cold as well because of the cloud cover, and it's early in the session. That is stonkingly fast, as Jay Sarge would say.
Yes, I think I was struggling for that in tier 2. As you said, we were looking forward to seeing these boys going up a tier. I think a few of them could jump 1 or maybe 2 at least with how quickly they're going. It's all quite tight. 38, as you said, is well in the lead at the championship. I think he struggled in the first 3 races, not scoring a point, but since then it's just been podiums all the time. And he's got a handsome about 48 point lead. Now I think it is quite sizable, so he just has to keep it all together for the moment.
Yeah, when it's like that, you know, it's his to lose now, you would almost say, not to put any unnecessary pressure on him, but it is.
Yeah.
So let's see how it plays out. But let's watch Julian. He's been a man who's hit quite good form recently as well, other than the fact that Mr. Baby Hornet cursed him last week and his wheel disconnected. But I'm not going to do the same. 30.5, good lap into P7. We're seeing some good bankers here. So
yeah, it is, and I know that DRS is from the Simba Academy. He's one of the drivers that in the MRC Academy that some of our higher tiers they take under their wing. And Simba was cursing us last week for even daring to mention his name.
Yeah, I think I actually received a stewarding report against you and Baby Hornet for it. So
Yeah.
I was like, can I post this? Who do I ask for footage here? The stream? But yeah, no, I think I actually did receive a form for it, but you know, it is what it is.
Yeah, no, all in good humour, and yeah, it's he might not want us to mention him, but it's tough not to because he had a fantastic race last
Until
week.
that
and
point,
fingers crossed, he can have another one. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sure. But Smith F122, one of our South African drivers, he's the man coming down the back straight. The breaking point here, I still don't know it to this very moment. I've just driven 29 laps around here. But
it sort of changes, doesn't it, depending on the weight of your car.
And what tyre you're on. Like, I honestly, still to this point, couldn't tell you what point I broke at any time. But we will see. Let's have a look. 30.7, good lap into P9. So, seeing some good early laps here.
Yeah, I was having a look at his results earlier. He's got 3rd in Brazil, Smith, but he's been a bit inconsistent since then. I'm hoping that he can find a bit more consistency tonight and maybe stick it in the points once again.
Yeah, now I'm going to watch the man that's requested me to put him on stream as much as possible, because whenever I put him on stream he has good luck, and that is Winky. So he loves being on stream, so let's watch him. He's absolutely pushing that car to the limit. He's twitched about 3 times since I put him on, so he must be watching. But
yeah,
here he comes. He's getting a good little toe off these cars in front of him, though. The issue is,
and that's well played by the traffic, getting out of the way.
Yeah, it's such a hard track, especially the first sector. So hard to get out of the way, isn't it?
Yeah, but it's one of those ones that's new. You're not quite sure where the racing line is, and you're trying to get off it desperately, but mistakes can be made.
And the issue is if the actual car goes, the car that's on the lap goes wide as well. Whoa, he's had another big twitch, but he's got away with it. He's gonna hate me so much after this for putting him on stream, but it's all worth it in the end. But here he comes down the straight. I don't really know what to say about the straight because they're going down it forever usually. So he's coming slowly into the corner, braking. He's going to brake around 125. I think that's where you brake, and then. The thing is, that final corner is so slow, but you've got to be so early on the power.
Yeah, it's about finding the line. It's where you think you're going to get more speed by braking super late there, but I do think it's all about the entry. And if you can sort of swing it in really wide and then quite tight, carry the speed on through, as long as your car's pointing in the right direction and pointing in a straight line, that means you can get all the power down consistently, because when you try and put your pedal to the metal and you're just turning slightly, that's when the back end goes, and that's where this track is frustrating because you feel it's a little bit inconsistent.
Yeah.
But it's all about the basics around here. Brake in a straight line, accelerate in a straight line, and you'll be fine.
Yeah, I agree, definitely. McLaren's just had a moment somewhere. I think it was Winky, and this time he can't blame me because I took him off stream when he had the moment as well.
Yeah.
So he is definitely en route. So Ryan breaks in between the 100 and the Aramco board for that final corner. So yeah, I guess that's a good place to break.
Yeah, he's last of the late breakers though, isn't he, Ryan? He's far braver than me.
He's way braver than me. The thing is, especially when you've got a car in front of you as well, and when you don't know the braking point properly yourself, and then you've got a car directly in front of you, which you then have to be cautious of yourself.
Yeah.
It becomes even harder. So I was finding myself braking sometimes for that corner at 150 meters just to avoid the car in front. I'm like, oh no.
That is sensible when you're in the train. DRS trains are a big thing here. Scottish Ninja, I think, is on for a good lap. He was 8/10 up. And
he is. Wow.
Yeah, 129.
Well, invalidated.
Oh, he invalidated. I think it was right at the end as well. I think he just got a little bit too far right.
Because I was thinking this has looked like a good lap, and then I saw he didn't go up the timesheet. I was like,
he didn't move at all. Yeah.
Because he'd have been fourth with that if he'd have actually managed to get that to count. Let's have a look. Who else is on a lap? Gab's on his hard tyres, so we won't watch him. He doesn't deserve the screen time. Axel's starting his lap. Is anyone deep into the lap? Necromancer, where's he? Let's watch Necromancer. Okay. He is a man coming into the final complex now. It is starting to brighten up as well, so that track's going to get a lot more grippy.
Yeah, fingers crossed they can do it. I think, I don't know if Necromancer's on the second lap here. His ERS is entirely drained. He's going to hover around about 1% mark. Let's see how late he breaks. All very early. I think he might have either pulled out, or that's quite tentative through there. Maybe just making sure that he keeps it safe.
A lap's a lap. I think he just wants one on the board. There you go. It's still not that bad though. But the other thing I would suggest is don't hit that inside curb on the final corner. It's a nightmare.
Oh yeah, there's a lot of curbs that just sort of throw you up and spit you out into the wall. In particular, that one just before the last straight, isn't it? That's a car crash waiting to happen through there.
Can we just appreciate Banstorp's time on inters?
That is pretty. He's showing off now, isn't he? Really.
He's just won in tier 3, and now he's turned up and gone, right, that's it. You know.
I can do this on inters.
Oh, there's a Red Bull in the wall. Is that Gav? No. I got excited thinking it was Gav then. It is Smith. He went after the final corner, just while he was entering the main straight.
Oh, that's weird. I mean, you can lose it there. There's a lot of places where if you just get it a little bit wrong. Oh boy, that's a very quick time.
Whoa.
38 there.
Well,
into the 128s now.
I've just realised Roundy's popped it second as well with a 29.4. That's a very good lap. Danny's also gone third with a 29.4 as well. Jackster's currently in a wall. I mean, you're not going to improve by having the car there.
No, not quite. That's a bold tactic. Let's see if it
that would be my suggestion. My driver coaching expertise coming in there. So,
don't
fragile
stick
tunnel.
It in the wall.
He's gone in the pits, I think, but he's actually a tier 4 driver, so he can qualify. But we will see. Brindle, he's another driver Brindle's another driver who's hit a rich vein of form at the minute. I call him Martin Brundle, but he's hit a rich vein of form in tier 4 so far. He's fairly new.
He's really impressed, hasn't he? He started off getting about 12th, 10th, 9th, and then he's had third place. Let's see if he can make it 3 in a row tonight with another third, or he'll probably hope to go one better, to be honest.
Or 2 better. What? There's nothing stopping him going 2 better. Like, if he could go 2 better, I'm sure we'll have a very happy man in the Discord.
Take that.
So, we shall see. What about Mr. Johnny Smooth? He's marginally, when I say marginally, he's 1/100th off of his time in the first sector. So let's see what he can do in the middle sector.
This is a really
it's a weird section,
really
isn't
interesting
it?
sector, this one.
Yeah.
it feels like you can't really get on the throttle at all. Those looking to go for a very skinny setup, like those 0-2 wings that Gav usually runs, I don't know how you get through there. And yeah, as Johnny just showed there, it's very easy to get it a little bit wrong and just get a little bit bump on the wall. I also hate how they're straight. Just kinks in slightly. If you're right up against the wall on the right-hand slide, it suddenly kinks in right. And I've lost my front wing there a couple of times when I'm not concentrating.
Gav just said in YouTube chat with his 1-0 wings, he breaks about a mile away for that last corner.
yeah, I bet he does.
No, but have you you haven't come across the unfortunate events of being stuck behind Gav with his 1-0 wings, have you?
Well, no, but that's what's so interesting about it on this track in particular. Even if you're slow through that sector, if somebody's got you can't overtake. It's almost impossible to overtake through there.
Last
so once you're on that
season,
straight, he's away.
Last season, I spent the entire race behind Gav, and it was, I think, amongst the top 2 worst experiences of my life. Because I'd get near him, I'd be pushing him around the middle sector. And then into the last sector, I'd just see it. I'd have DRS, ERS, and he'd still pull away with me with absolutely nothing. And I was so upset. But
it happens, but it's a tactic, isn't it?
It is.
That, you know, Gav's always he's got the mind. He's always one step ahead of everybody. I think that's how he got his first.
I mean, it can work if you can get used to driving it, is what I'd say.
Oh yeah, no. If you adapt it to that style, it's something you can do, isn't it? It's just, it's far too twitchy for me.
Yeah, I couldn't do it, to be honest. I might do it at Baku. There you go. I've just let my secret out. Baku, it could work quite well, but we will see. But let's have a look at Man. He's the next man on a lap. He's coming down the 60-mile long straight. So let's see what he can do. He's in a Haas. I don't like Haas's at all. So, question: have you got your Aston Martin gear ready for next season yet?
I already have. I've got a T-shirt.
Hey, there you go.
Yeah, signed it all up. I'm ready to go. I'm quite excited for the new season.
Yeah, I think everyone is. I'm so bored of this winter break now.
There's a lot of time. There were so many races last year, and we can't cope for 3 months without any F1. But yeah, they've just started to release all the car lineups, haven't they now?
Yeah, the launch dates and everything, but. The thing is, it's like someone said earlier, it's never the final car, is it? Let's be honest. But we can still enjoy it. But I've just noticed the gap between Brindle and Jackster, 0.004 of a second.
That's crazy, isn't it?
Yeah.
What's the lap that Jackster's on at the moment? Gosh, he's minus 0.006 of a second, so that would be enough to take him past Brindle. Just.
And that's it. Well,
yeah, there's a yellow flag into this sector he's going in. Oh no, there's a car just pulled over to the side. That's very good.
Yeah, all good. He's really hooked that up nicely though, and he's a 10th up, so that's going to put him ahead of Brindle, but he needs to try and find some in the final corner if he's going to improve any further than that.
Yeah.
These boys in Tier 4.
Where's he going to brake? Just at the 100. Hooks it in.
That's a good exit as well.
Nice there.
Yeah. Here he comes.
Into the right.
Wow, that's a big improvement in the end, but that puts him P4. Yeah. Let's see, it's 30. Why is Bandstop's just gone second on mediums? Wow.
But quick.
Let's see, Scottish Ninja, he's in a wall. Scottish Ninja won't be going any further. Danny's gone up to 6th. What about Brindle? What's he doing? He's down quite considerably after the first sector, so I don't think he's going to be improving. Axel, he's into 9th. That's good from him. Julian. Let's look at... no, he's invalidated, so Julian's not had the greatest qualifying today. Let's look at Johnny Smooth. No, he's done. Winky, my favourite person in the world. Let's see what he's going to do. Oh, no! I've just cursed him on another level. Like, he's going to kill me. Oh, well. Do I say sorry? I'm not sorry. But, yeah. But
I think that's everyone now. I think that's...
going to be it, yeah. I think so. Gav's just popped into P7 on his mediums as well, so that's a good little time for Mr. Night Shadow as well.
all saving these till the end, aren't they, these medium runners? That track looks a lot warmer now, doesn't it? It's looking a lot sunnier.
It just looks grippy, doesn't it, to be honest? That's what it looks. But...
And I'm still a bit curious about Gav's comment of rain, because we've had a dry quali, but who knows what the race is going to bring.
Gav could be trolling, and if he is, I'm going to be very upset, and I might issue a steward's report on him.
Wouldn't be the first time.
Gav just said Speedy. Gav just says Speedy Gonzalez time. Hard. I don't know what to make of that comment. Yeah.
I'll just mention that it's a family stream.
Yeah, PG. Anyway, there's your grid. It is 38 on pole. Banstalk will take second. Judon, Donny, P3, Jackster P4, Roundy P5, RFC Danny in P6, Gav takes P7, Brindle P8, Axel in P9, Scottish Ninja in P10, Biff in P11, Man P12, Julian P13, Smith P14, Johnny Smooth P15, Willy Winky in P16, Necromancer P17, Bit in P18, Doris P19, and Fragile Tunnel. It will round up the grid. Who is your prediction for the win?
Well, if I'm being honest, for the win, it looks like Banstorp. Medium time, you know that he's just won the last one, so I think that's a fairly safe bet. But I'm really interested in the tier 4 runners, to be honest.
That's what I was going to say. That's what I'm going to go with.
Yeah, I think 30's looking really strong. You know, he's quite a way ahead out of the rest, but I really want to see a big performance from Judon in third. He's had some really good pace this season. He's had a win. He's had a second place last week. He's had a third, but it's just a little bit of inconsistency creeping in. So I want to see him get those consistent podiums now and see if he can build it. Because if he does, looking at the drivers above him, it's going to be a really good battle between him and DRS Julian. Particularly with Gibbon and Scott not racing tonight, there's a really good opportunity to make up some points on those two as well.
Yeah, I agree. I think mine's going to be... I think I'll go with Donny as well, to be fair, J. Dudon. Gav's just said rain towards the end could be an interesting last few laps.
Perfect.
So we're going to have a spicy ending to this Miami GP, but we're underway for the formation lap. Let's go. Oh, there's already a car round. And it's our pick. I think it's Donny. It is Donny.
It is Donny, but get that mistake out of the way now. Luckily, there's no damage in the formation map.
Yeah.
Pick yourself up and go again.
Yeah. Luckily, it's not the same rule as if you get overtaken by anyone, you then have to start last. Luckily, that rule's not in this game for him, so he'll be delighted about that. But let's have a look at what tyres people are starting on. Oh, we've actually got a big mix here in Tier 4. So the top 4 all on the hards. I think for me that's the better starting tyre around here, the hards. And then Roundy in P5 starts on the mediums. Brindle as well. Biff and Necromancer with everyone else on the hards. What did you start with on Monday?
I started with the hards as well. I committed to the one stop quite early, but those hards are... First time I did this track, the hards felt absolutely rubbish. I was spinning around on them like nobody's business, and this track's very different on hards than it is on softs, I would agree. You've got to really feather the throttle through the corners, so as long as you keep it clean, the hards are the best. But if you're not so confident, I reckon those medium runners, it's possible to go medium soft, or medium inters at the end. Remember, they don't have to do all the tyre compounds if it's going to rain at the end. So maybe that's a little bit of a strategy tool from people like Randy and Brindle. Yeah,
that's true. But I think also the softs round here don't last long at all.
Oh, they get chewed up. Yeah, like, nobody's business. Yeah,
I think
5 laps maybe.
Yeah, I think Doris put them on at the end of Tier 3, and I was right behind him on what was like 2-lap-old mediums before the safety car came out. And then after the safety car, his tyres were already shot, and he was barely pulling away from me on brand new softs, so it's not helpful. But we are going to be lights out any second. Jax has missed his grid slot, so that's not going to be helpful. But it's like the calm before the storm. Miami's always nerve-wracking, even as a commentator.
It is, yeah.
Because you just don't know what's going to happen at any moment. I feel sorry for Dudon, he's got to drive through everyone. To get to his slot,
He's
get it
ghosted.
right. Gav just said, did you say 0 stops? Well, he might have done, but there you go. Wait, is that all the lights? Have we started? I don't know what's just happened. I've just... Yeah, we have. Okay, here goes 38. He's made a good start. Let's see. Banstorm's made an absolutely terrific start. He's already into the lead. Let's have a look what's going on into turn 1. Whoa, there's a Hattie! Whoa. Anyway. That was something. RFC Danny is into P3. He's made a good little start. Gav's up to P5 as well. That was some start by him. So, that was eventful. That start, to say the least.
It was, and of course, just having a look at the big winners and losers from that start. Jackster down 8 places. Our pick, Donny, is down in P17 at the moment, or P16. I think he's making his way back up the field, down 13 places.
That got hit into turn 1. Someone did. I don't know who it was though. But
yeah.
Oh, there's a good side-by-side battle between Brindle and RFC Danny, and Danny just about keeps it ahead. That was good driving from him. But can 38 keep with Banstorp? This can tell us where 38 should be next season, in my opinion.
If he can keep with Banstorp, then he deserves to be champion, to be honest, at the moment.
Yeah.
It's going to be a very boring race for Banstorp, isn't it? He might just check out front, particularly on those hards, if he can extend that gap to 1 second, because it's another one where it's all about being in the DRS. We've got Brindle making a move on Danny behind. That's a very brave one there, and he gets it right. I think that might be the difference between the tyre compound showing there.
I just saw Gav have a little look just before as well with his 0-1 wings. I thought he was coming for an absolute lunge into the final corner, but just about backed out of it. Knew it may end in tears. That was smart driving from Mr. Night Shadow, but the gap out front, he's still in the DRS if he can get there to lap 3. So let's see if he can keep with Mr. Banstorp here. 5-second penalty for Jackster speeding in the pit lane. It's just so easy to do and so unlucky. So
he's had one of those starts, hasn't he? Gone right to the back of the grid. Obviously got some damage. Had to put in, and you get 5 seconds for your troubles. Don't feel like turning the PlayStation off quite yet. A really long race ahead, and as we said, if the rain comes at the end, anything can happen.
And there's you would think definitely going to be safety cars, but Gav's having another little look at Danny, but Gav's got Roundy for company right behind him as well. So, and Roundy's definitely no slouch. So,
no, he's not. And once again, this is the Night Shadow's got to keep within 1 second through that tricky second sector. Now let's see if those 0-2 wings or whatever he's got, is he just going to breeze past? He looks like he's going to breeze past before the DRS. Boy, that car is skinny, and he gets that well done before the corner.
There's got to be something illegal about that straight line speed, surely.
It's just too easy at the moment.
He's just hit nearly 210 miles per hour with no ERS or DRS activated. That's crazy.
That's scary, isn't it?
But Banstorp has just pulled out of 38's DRS, but not by much. So actually, 38 is still it's sort of flip-flopping between 9/10 and 1.2 seconds here. So 30's still within a shout at the minute of keeping with Banstorp, which is big for him. Who's that in the first sector that's had a moment?
Got Roundy round, unfortunately, in the first sector. I'm not quite sure if he's been collected or if he's just done it himself, but yeah, it's very tricky through there. It's just after that first corner, that right, left, right, I've lost it there a couple of times as well.
I think the hardest bit about it is if you hit that curb on the exit of, I think it's turn 3, or like the right-hander at turn 3. You hit that curb and that one's quite high, and if your ride height isn't high enough, it will spin you.
Yes,
so
definitely.
Yeah, that's going to be a problem. But 38's managed to keep with him for the time being. But let's go have a look at Danny. He's still attached to the rear end of Night Shadow, but I don't think he's going to have anywhere near the straight line speed that Night Shadow has. So
there's been a lot. He's had a moment through there. Night Shadow.
He did. He had quite a big moment as well. He had a very, very big twitch. So, but I think he's still going to breeze past him. I'm just waiting for it to happen now at this point. His DRS here, yep, goodbye. See ya! Have a great day.
213 miles an hour there down the straight.
I'd hate to
yeah,
be in Tier 4 right now, driving against that, thank you. But, yeah.
But it's an advantage, but it also, he acts as sort of like a bottleneck, won't he? Because he's not going to be very quick through the second sector. You saw how big a moment he had in the last lap. So, yeah, it's all about getting past before that sector if you can, and then seeing what you can do with the rest of your lap. See, Danny just breezes past Night Shadow there as well.
Yeah, he definitely did. So that's the thing, Gav's struggling through the corners, but I think these two are just going to be trading the entire time. But now they've both got Axel for company as well, so it's going to be another difficult little one for Axel, because he's in a train, but he's in a train behind the fastest man in straight lines, so
yeah.
It's not going to be fun for him. But if he can just keep with this, he knows that Danny and Gav are probably going to be fighting majority of this race at this rate. So Gav's just got really, really deep into the end of that straight though, hasn't he? Like, seriously deep. He's really struggling anywhere where you have to turn that car.
Yeah, these hards will start to be warming up now, but still it looks like a struggle. He's just within that DRS zone now. He's cut it down to half a second. The speed Danny's going at. Danny reaches about 195, 196. So yeah, there is about a 15 mile an hour, easily maybe 20 mile an hour difference behind the
is that it?
No wonder that is
yeah.
fast.
I mean, Gav is just gonna have an absolute well of a time now. He loves the straights, you know he does. He's just like a straight line speed merchant. That's about all he's got to him today. But Biff's catching this as well. Yes, what was you going to say,
Sorry, I was about to say, I know we've got caught up in the romance of Night Shadow, but look at the battle we've got from Johnny Smooth all the way back. We call it a car park around Miami, and oh gosh, there's been a bit of an incident back there as well. Man's in the wall, unfortunately.
He is. Man is in the wall. He's dropped quite a few
Johnny
places.
Smooth, yeah, you've got a big train of cars. There are about 5 of them, all squirming for position through turns 1 and 2.
Our pick is also part of it. Mr. J. Dudon.
He's trying to pick his way back through the field.
He's made a good little recovery considering he dropped to get back up to 11th this early. It's a strong performance, isn't it? So
yeah,
we'll see. Jackster's also another man that's going to need to try and make a comeback drive, but I'm sure he probably can. Let's see what else goes on here, because I'm quite proud of Tier 4 about the fact that we haven't actually had a safety car yet.
Yes, it is impressive. So easy to do around here. I wonder if Dorsey is going to get past Johnny Smooth here. He's got a long straight and the DRS speed. What's his top speed going to be? Reaching about 200, 205.
Look down the inside. He's going to get there. Is he going to be able to make the corner? He's gone up the inside. Oh, but Johnny Smooth will get the better exit on that outside line. That outside line is much better. But he does get the move done. He switches to the inside. Good little bit of driving from the pair of them. But now if you look behind, Donny's going on Smith. And Johnny's having a look, but Donny's gone up the inside of Smith. But Smith's tried to switch back into turn 2, but it's not quite going to come to any prevail. Good driving considering they're all in a big train and have to avoid one another. So,
oh yeah,
38's had a moment because Brindle, if you look, is right on the rear end now of 38.
Oh yes, he is. Yeah, it might be worth sticking with this one for a little while. He's on the mediums as well. I don't know when those mediums start to fall off, but the moment they look like the better tyre than the hards, certainly.
I think they definitely are for the first 8 or 9 laps, and then the hards. That's how it was for me in Tier 3. The hards really started to come into their own around 9 laps. So, or you started to notice a difference to the medium runners at least. But let's see. There's also a little bit. Who's just in front of this? Oh yeah, it's Toby. He's just on his Sunday drive, isn't he, Toby, at this point? But
yeah, no, he's got no troubles up top. He's just done a Vettel and checked out.
Yeah, but I think this is going to be a bit like, because also Brindle's got 50% of his battery. 38 has 16. So
it's a really hard place to try and recover any of your ERS round here, and it's super tempting, isn't it? That long straight, if you're behind somebody like Gav, for example, who's very skinny. You feel like you have to use all your ERS if there's going to have any chance of overtaking them. Use it once or twice, and then all of a sudden it's gone, and you're left for the rest of the race without any. So,
yeah. The issue is as well, it's a racer's instinct to fight anything as well, isn't it? At times. So I think you naturally just start pressing. Like I have the opposite issue where I don't use my ERS when I'm meant to. I get to the end of races and I've got like 70%, and I'm like, why?
oh, wow.
Because I just forget about it. It's not in my habit to use it. But it's you live and you learn, don't you? Really. But let's see. Brindle is really. I'm wondering if maybe 30's got lower wings as well, because through the corners his car does not look comfortable at all, and Brindle is practically pushing him around the middle sector. But let's see. I think this could be the moment for Brindle. I almost prefer the outside line, into this final corner.
Yeah, the outside line sort of gives you more of a swing, doesn't it? You can get on there, but 30's going to go defensive.
You've just got to put a lot of trust into the other driver that you're with as well, that they're not going to squeeze you into that wall. But here comes Brindle. He's catching. This is going to be a move into turn one, I think. But it's a very late move back across the track from 38. But no damage done on this occasion. Gav is right up the chuff of Mr. RFC Danny. What's going on at the back? Who's that round? Is that Brindle?
That's Brindle. Brindle's round.
He's had a moment. I wonder if him and 30 came together potentially. Fragile Tunnel's having a few internet connection difficulties, so that is a shame for him. But let's see, Brindle. He hasn't dropped too far though. He's still he's got again. His tyres are just too warm.
Oh, that's such a shame. It's so easy to go around here, and there's so many corners that you can do it on as well, isn't there?
Yeah, there definitely is.
You haven't got many straights or that to recover on, and you always after a spin you want to go a little bit harder, and that is a shame.
A lot of it comes down to frustration, I think, as well, because you've just spun the car that you want to make up time and not lose any more time, and then you realise, okay, my tyres cannot handle what I'm asking them to do.
Yeah.
So it becomes a bit of an issue. But Gav, I think, is going to have RFC Danny down this straight again. Gav's managed to charge up a lot of his ERS as well. He was quite low at one point, but he's taking a really inside line here. Like, he's already lined him up and committed to it. He's not actually catching Danny that much in a straight line either. So
no, I was comparing out what he usually goes to. I don't know if there was throttle issues or he just didn't fancy it into that corner, sort of pulled out quite early, but barely made it over 200 there, Gav. So taking it very easy behind Danny.
Yeah, but Johnny Smooth is now lining up his teammates. His teammates come in the pit, so pretty early stop there from Brindle. I mean, I'm guessing he's probably made it because the tyres are probably shot that he was on, to be honest. But
see if there's any wing damage when he gets in. I'll just check that.
Yeah, I'd be interested actually, because I'm not sure what happened to him exactly.
No new front wing. No, he's just gone very early. He said he's had enough of those mediums and he's onto the hards. Hards 20 laps around here, doable, but a little bit tough.
Doable, but it won't be very fun. But then again, if there is rain coming at the end,
yes, then it might be okay.
Yeah, and I've just realised Banstorp is now in officially a different state to everybody else. He is just... does he not find it boring a little bit, just being that far out in front? I don't
know, well, that's, hey, is it boring winning? You'd have to ask him, isn't it?
No, but I wish I could fast forward the race in between, all the way to the end, Yeah,
F1 manager style. I'm trying to see where the battles are on the track. You've got Night Shadow again, haven't you? See if he makes a move on Danny this time.
Yeah, Gav seems to be pretty happy to just sit behind at the minute, doesn't he, to be honest?
Yeah, he doesn't want to make a move, which is a tactic. He might say, hey, I'm going to stretch these hards out for as long as possible. I'm not going to race them hard and then go for the overcut, which is a strategy. Can do. Oh, a bit Johnny Smooth having that little ding-dong there through the final few corners.
Yeah.
Making the move.
Carl's used a lot of his ERS though. He's flashing like a madman down that straight. but he's just about managed to get that done. I thought Johnny Smooth was going into the back of him then because it looked like he was a touch late on the brakes. But now he's going to have Roundy in his mirrors for company, who's also on a recovery drive. So, but let's have a look. Doris is now right on the back of Biff with J. Dudon also on his way with them. So there's a little battle for P6 here, squaring up at least a little bit. So Jax has also made a bit of a recovery here. He's back up to P16 now. So he might be. Have I just said Jax's name and now he's just spun? Because someone has.
Might be Fragile Tunnel. It looks like, yeah, Jax has gone up rather than down. That was a lovely move by Doris, by the way.
I missed it because I was going to see who spun, but well done. He's up the position, but now Biff is going to have his mirrors full with the Williams driver, so I guess we shall see what actually goes on at this point. But let's see, is it...
Might be okay. Has he...
He hasn't got DRS, so it's going to be Donny. Because the DRS detection's really late for this long straight, isn't it? That, oh, I thought he was going into the back of him. There might have even been contact between the two of them. But he's just about got away with it, luckily. So you never want to run into the back of anyone, do you, to be honest? No,
and it's very easy to do through there. I wonder, those mediums, gotten to 10 laps, I think they're starting to fall off a little bit compared to the hard runners. Biff is our highest running medium runner at the moment. A lot of them have just pitched them. Brindle saying no, I'm going to go for hards earlier. So
I think he maybe had to though because of overheating. But Bergen said 10 minutes till rain. Oh, he's round. Biff's got. Oh, he's gone. It's such a shame. He was driving such a great race.
It is, and the problem is you can see it happening in slow motion. Is just a little bit of too much curb. That's all it takes on this game, particularly 2022. They seem to have made the curbs out of ice. Because you get two wheels off, you use exactly the same sort of traction and same force as you have every time, and now for Biff, he's just...
There's contact between the two of them down the straight, and I thought that was going to end in absolute tears, but luckily they both seemed to get away with it. Wow, my heart was in my mouth for a second then.
It was just a little bit of wheel bashing there, wasn't it? Biff's just going to try and concentrate now, because those cars were coming at a very big speed.
Wow, I thought that was going to end in tears. I wasn't quite prepared for the scream that was just about to come out then. But we will see. But Danny and... I've just realised Gav's got past Danny now for P3, and Danny's now chilling in... No. Was Danny ahead of him or behind? I can't even remember. But no, Gav was behind, wasn't he? So Gav has got out in front. Sadly for Winky, he looks like he's about to be lapped in P20. So that's not good for him. He could do his teammate a favour here though, however. But we shall see. Here he goes round the outside into the fast left-hander. Wow, that was incredible. Good awareness from Gav to know he was coming there as well. Gav could quite easily have caused an aeroplane crash there. But I think Gav knows he hasn't got the cornering with those wings to be able to get anywhere near him. But wow, that was some move from Danny.
It is. It's a fascinating clash of styles. Like, Gav can do the easy moves because he's got no wings, so he can just get it done easily on the straight. Danny's the one who's got to take all the risk around the corners, and that was a risky move, but a fair one. And, congrats on pulling it off.
Yep, I'm just going to watch Roundy. He's coming up to the back of Carl. Roundy's driving a really strong race here. I think he's on... No, he actually started on the mediums as well, so Roundy's showing good pace still on those mediums. Very strong pace. So, but if there's rain coming in 10 minutes, which if you look as well, it is getting a lot cloudier, then I wonder if Roundy's heard that and maybe gone, can I make these mediums last the 10 minutes? But I think if I'm honest, it'll be very, very difficult to do that.
It might be, but you might have to. I wonder who's behind. Do you want to risk it and take a pit stop knowing you're going to fall back to out of the points, definitely to 14th. If you go in a second a lap slower for a few more laps.
Oh, Fragile Tunnel's out. He's got in the wall at the final corner. I'm not sure how that hasn't brought out a safety car.
No, it hasn't, but I mean, I don't know if that's good or bad, but...
He's just nose planted the wall, I've just seen, but... Wow. I thought that was going to be a safety car, because this car's literally across the track, but... Gosh. Codemasters do as they wish.
Yep.
So we will not continue. But Axel's really making some inroads now on Gav as well. And Gav's fallen out of that DRS of Danny for I think the first time this entire race. So he's going to become a bit vulnerable here to Axel.
Yeah, that's the problem when you're the cork in the bottle. All of a sudden, it only takes one to get past, and then yeah, you lose a lot of time as they start to pull away.
The other thing is though, I can't imagine Gav's tyre wear being that amazing because obviously his tyres are having to do so much more work now in the corners because of his lack of aero.
Yes.
I can't imagine it working too amazingly for him. So.
Although you say he's out of a second, just down the straight. Look at that. I mean, he's only 20-mile-an-hour difference, but well, he makes up about half a second, doesn't he?
Yeah,
it's,
he literally
a rocket
does.
ship in a straight line.
Honestly, I saw people in Tier 3 moaning about his straight line speed, and now I completely sympathise with them now, to be honest.
Yeah.
Would you want to be stuck behind that?
No, you got to. Yeah, whenever
you'd have to worry about
it. It's not a battle of machinery; it's a battle of wits as well. And obviously, he's a very, very canny driver, is Gav. So yeah, he'll know what to do. He'll know how to manage his tyres. He'll know to look out for those DRS zones. And we've seen it a couple of times where he's purposely slowed to make sure he gets the DRS into the next corner. Yeah, it's just I would fear maybe for that setup if the rain does come down. Those running a bit of a higher wing might be those who cash in if they have forced them to inters.
I would love if it starts raining. I just want to have a one on board lap with Gav, just because I want to see what that car's like. It will be absolutely treacherous, I'm sure. But the thing is, if there's a safety car about now, though, that would also mean a longer period in the wet as well, potentially. But if they said
you're right, yeah.
So a couple of minutes ago they said it's about 10 minutes, so I reckon around about lap 20 is when we're gonna hit the rain, roughly. So it all goes by how heavy it is as well, really, doesn't it, to be honest? But
well, yeah, you can have, you can say rain's coming, but it can be about 3 or 4 laps until they disable DRS, and that's usually the cutover point, isn't it? I've seen, particularly on this game, this new one, when it rains, it's not automatically inters. You can last on slick tyres for quite some time, and if you go on to inters, you'll find yourself that you're actually slower. But boy, is it! It's greasy and horrible and treacherous, and
I agree with you 100%. Let's have a look at. I'm just gonna have a look at Jackster in P15. He's also another. I think Donny's in the pits. He's coming from mediums, so. Thing is as well, if you're on the hard tyres when the rain comes out, they're naturally going to be the worst tyre to be on. So I'm wondering if some of these guys that have come in for softs have done that tactically. Here goes Jackster round the outside in the final corner. There's a bit of contact between him and Man, but Jackster seems to be able to. No, Man seems to have very good straight line speed because he's got it back. So this is a little battle for P14.
That was really clever by Man. Obviously, he lost it into about that final tight hairpin, but you do have an opportunity to get them back with the DRS down the main straight. And yeah, they were side by side, and he just had the DRS and had the straight line speed, and it was his. But I don't think Jackster's going to take that lying down. His tyres are about 4 laps older. He just seems to be able to stay on the back of Man. It's the closest battle on track at the moment, isn't it?
Yeah, I don't think those mediums are going to be feeling very good at all for Jackster at the moment, because they're definitely going to be starting to go off about now. So let's see, but he is having a look up the inside. He's done very well on the brakes. Enough space given by Man, but Man again very, very smart with his positioning of the car.
That was really good by both of them, actually. It hearts in your mouth a little bit, isn't it, when there's blind corner, how tight is Man going to take it? Are they going to give each other space? Lots of respect between those drivers.
Yeah, there definitely was. I'm wondering if those two were the two that came together at turn 1 as well, so maybe those two are trying to like have a little battle to make up for it. But that Julian's also having a look. They're side by side with Johnny Smooth. That is some move from Julian. But here comes Johnny Smooth. He's having another look into the fast left-hander, but he's just about got it done. Very, very brave driver. You got to be committed if you're going to go for a move through there, and brave.
Yeah, not many people can overtake round there, that's for certain.
Yeah. But Johnny Smoothie sort of kept it, but now JD Don's also joining the battle, and he's a man that's on brand new medium, so he's going to be absolutely flying. Here he comes.
He's one to watch, isn't he?
That Johnny's got no DRS. Is he going to have a look? He's got to be patient there, surely. I thought he was slightly. Oh, Johnny's had a bit of a moment though on the exit. This is going to open up a move, but this you just physically cannot overtake in this section. And there is another long straight to come. So this is where J Dudon could have a little look. He's just got to line that car up through here, get that exit, focus on it, and get that gap closed. Let's go on board with him. He's going to have this done before they even get to the breaking point. I think, personally, yeah.
I think so, yeah. I thought Johnny might be saved because there was a lapped car behind there. But,
yeah, it didn't give him DRS, which was strange. But Axel and Doris are both in the pits as well. And that is definitely getting a lot cloudier now, so it'd be interesting to see what people gamble earlier, what people gamble when it actually does start raining.
I think you're absolutely right. What you said earlier about when it rains, or if it rains, as we're led to believe that it will, do you really want to be stuck on 18, 19 lap old hards?
No, I'd almost be considering coming in about now for a set of softs, because actually no, and because you don't know when it's going to start. The issue is we don't have the info they have of that really annoying engineer that talks in your ear, sadly.
Yeah.
So we don't have that benefit, but yeah.
I think the hard runners coming in for mediums now isn't the best. So as yet, as our leader, Van Storp, is in the pits, I do wonder what
I forgot he was racing, to be honest.
I guess a pair of mediums will be the smart choice.
Yeah, definitely will. Yeah, here he comes. He's probably going to still come out second just about, so that's crazy that he can pit and just come out second like it's nothing. Oh no, Gav might get him.
Yeah.
It's going to be close. Are we going to see a Gav versus Toby? Not quite. Toby does just about get him, so. But Danny's just come in the pits. The thing is, I'd expect to see 38 in now next lap as well. Because you think that when the rain does start to fall, that maybe when we start to see. I'm still impressed we haven't seen a safety car yet, though, to be honest.
Yes, we've had one big incident, haven't we, which was fragile, but the rest has been fairly clean, and I've been really impressed by the standard of driving so far. We've seen some excellent overtakes and great respect, as I say, between the racers. Let's see, who's the one to watch at the moment? Those fresh medium runners will be really hunting down those old hard runners. I think they're going to be about maybe a second quicker a lap, easy at the moment. Donny and DRS Julian, close in the championship, also close in the race at the moment. I wonder if Donny's going to get this move done down the straight.
He's closing. He's got that DRS. Well, he hasn't got it yet. He has now. He's got it open. I don't think that DRS straight is quite long enough. I don't think you get quite enough of it to make the move into that part. I think the next straight is the main overtaking spot. But
yeah, but it's enough to close him up, isn't he? And yeah, you can just see the difference in the tyre there. DRS is hanging on for dear life. He's got nothing left in those tyres.
Oh, he's gone really deep. That's not going to help him at all. Donny's going to have a much superior traction because he's going to have so much more grip in those tyres. But here he comes. He's closing. Oh, yellow flag. What's happened ahead? I'm wondering who that is. I'm unsure. Yeah.
Yeah.
Julian's in the pits. So that's Donny now being released now to try and get on the back of Axel. So let's see, what battles do we have? Doris and Johnny Smooth is the next battle on track. So Johnny Smooth's definitely hanging it out for that rain, and it's getting visibly darker. I think it might actually be raining.
You've seen the first spots. I can't see any spots on the cars yet.
It looks like there could be a few drops. But then looking at it on the onboard, it doesn't look like there is. So maybe, but it's definitely coming. You can see that. My prediction of lap 20 might be fairly spot on here. So See, not only do I curse people, I also call the rain before it's even coming. But here comes Doris! Oh, that was so close between those two, nearly killing each other. Wow. I thought that was going to end in tears. But luckily, they're both still going. Johnny's tyres are going to be feeling absolutely terrible.
They are. These hard runners are they are praying for rain, aren't they? They're doing a rain dance in the cockpit. They just want it to come now, any time. Please get me off this side. Give me an excuse to pit, because otherwise they're just going to be hung out to dry. I think these medium runners.
Yeah,
are going to be just eating into that time now.
Definitely. Here comes Axel as well on Carl. Carl's also on 19 lap old hard tyres. Axel's really closed the gap down between him and Carl. So let's see how long it takes Axel to dispatch of Carl. You wouldn't think it would take him too long, but at the same time it's going to be difficult because Carl is one of the best defenders this league probably has to offer. So
he always knows where to position his car, doesn't it? And as we said, there's only about 2-3 overtaking opportunities really on this circuit,
but he's got the exit.
He's got a very good opportunity here, hasn't he?
He
He's
definitely
just lining
has.
him up.
He's closing it. He's going to have this done again before the... maybe not, actually. Carl... Oh!
Oh!
Oh. That's left a sour taste.
It has. That was a big one. I don't know. Maybe that's one for the stewards to discuss with Carl taking the line or a late move or whatever. You've seen that
it was
in real
the way
life
that
F1,
his car went through the wall. That's the bit that scared me. Wow. But yeah, I think we may see that one potentially in the stewards. But Axel's got 3 seconds. That is highly, highly unfortunate to get an extra 3 seconds as well.
Might appeal that one. That corner's difficult enough with the front wing rather than without one entirely. We've got another yellow in sector 2, but fine. Yeah, so where are the battles on track now? We've got...
I'm waiting for the rain at this point. I'm going to watch Roundy versus Johnny. I think that's the next battle on track. So Axel's in the pits as we suspect because he's going to need a new front wing. I don't know how he didn't lose his tyre in that. That's kind of crazy. But
yes, yeah, it was amazing. Thank goodness that he's still going and on track. Roundy, that's a very good move there. But Johnny Smoothie knows exactly where to place his car.
How he got that traction on that on those old tyres is...
that angle, yeah.
Yeah, wow. But I think Roundy, it's not going to be long until he does get through on Johnny Smooth, so... Yeah, look at him. He was able to look around the outside into that long... That left-hander feels like it's never, ever ending.
Let's see, we saw an attempt here last lap. Is Roundy going to do? It's where you go, isn't it? Because the track does naturally go from right to left. It is the racing line to go left through there. So Roundy, I think, has very sensibly taken the outside option. He's got the traction. He's going to go deep, but oh no, he's done it very well through there.
Very good car control there from Randy. But I think again, Johnny knows his tyres are pretty much done at this point. It's raining. It's raining.
Oh yes, I can see it.
Yeah, it definitely is. I can see it on the halo of Johnny Smooth. So this is now where Johnny Smooth is going to be thanking his lucky stars at this point. I wonder if he's even going to come in this lap potentially.
Well, it's
too
raining,
early, but yeah.
I don't know if it's hard enough. It's so... Oh, he's not very deep there,
wide.
Johnny. Maybe that's a sign of it's just... Is it that greasy yet?
The thing is, it's not raining that high. He hasn't come in, so... Oh, that's a shame. Doris has come in. He'll be put... Yeah, he needs a new front wing, Doris does. That's why he's come in. And he's put on a set of intermediates. So...
Well, he's planning for the future, but I don't think that... I'll keep an eye on his lap times, but at the moment, I think it's too early for inters. It doesn't look like the right kind of track, does it?
Oh, he's got 5 seconds for crossing there. It definitely doesn't look inters yet. But again, on this game, it can all change in the space of about 3 corners. 1 minute it can look bone dry, the next minute you see puddles, so who knows what could happen. But Donny is right on the rear end of Carl. Carl's definitely going to be struggling like crazy, even on a damp track with those hard tyres. So Let's see, and it is raining quite heavy because you can see the drops on the helicopter cam as well. So, but here comes Donny. I think he's going to eat Carl alive here. Yeah, we're up to 29 viewers for Tier 4. That's unheard of. Welcome, everyone. I hope you are enjoying, but that is it. Donny is through on Carl. Carl is not going to be feeling comfortable at the minute on those hard tyres. But I'll tell you something, 38's also made that gamble. And could it be a gamble? Oh, he's in the wall! 38's just hit the wall down the straight. Oh!
No, has he got any damage?
I don't know.
I can't see he's not missing an end plate or anything. He
but
might
he
have just got away
really
with
did
that.
clout that wall. That's the thing. He really did hit it. And it was sort of, I think the lap car's not exactly helping him in this situation.
Yeah.
But it's... Oh, that was very unfortunate. And now obviously he's got Bandstop coming up behind him. But I think 30, to be honest, Bandstop's going to have to pit if it goes to wets anyway. So 38 may have played an absolute blinder here.
That is the point, isn't it? It's all the gamble of, are we going to have enough rain in the next 6 laps to force everybody onto inters? Or, if you're on a very fresh pair of mediums, can you make it to the end? Because at the moment, it looks like, you know, we've been raining for a little while now, 2-3 laps, and we're not any closer to having that warning saying that you need to, that the DRS is going to be disabled and you need to go onto those inters.
Yeah, I agree. Smith F122 is also built 'cause he's the second driver on inters. I mean, there's still a very big dry line on the track, so it's definitely not inters as of yet. Is it even still raining? It is.
It is
yes.
rain. Yeah, it's still raining. I was having a look at Doris's times. He was about 4.5 seconds behind Axel. That's gone up now to about 8 seconds. So yeah, pit for inters now, you will lose a lot of time.
I tell you what, there's an absolutely gigantic battle forming between Biff, Johnny Smooth and Brindle. These guys are having an absolute ding-dong. But here comes Biff, he's through, and now Brindle's having a look, he's got on the inside of both. There's contact between the Mercedes and Brindle, but he's just about... I think he kind of had to let the Mercedes keep the place a little bit there. But he's done it, and it's good sportsmanship. Carl's put on a set of softs, which is probably a very good thing to do, to be honest.
I think that might, if it doesn't rain any harder, the softs are going to take you to the end. Gosh, that was brave from all those drivers, particularly in these conditions. Your braking point changes so much, doesn't it? In these does. You don't know, you have to really...
Oh, Johnny throws out! Oh, it's a safety car! Oh, now what? This opens a whole nother can of worms now. Oh.
So, what does the safety car do for us?
That's
so
such a strange place to go. If you see, I've just seen, if you go on board...
I just saw where he was right in the middle of the track, wasn't he? I don't know if he's just lost it coming out that second corner.
I'm wondering if there must have been contact, because that is such a straight... Like, it's down a straight. Yeah. So... And I mean, he's definitely not aquaplaning. So, 38 pitted for inters.
So I think that's a pretty smart move, because with the track getting damper, it's only going to keep getting damper, and now the length of this race has been extended. Yeah, this is the gamble. Is it going to get wet enough? Is it going to get so wet you need the inters to survive, or is it not? And softs are fine.
This is going to be so interesting.
It's going to extend the time of the race. I wonder if there's going to be too much rain. Yeah, this is a gamble. I don't know which way it's going to go.
The thing is, even with the cars that are... Like, the cars are going slower now as well, so the track naturally will get wetter, because there's less cars going through that particular part of the track at a time. So, and the rain is getting heavier. From the camera angle I can see now, the rain is falling harder. So that is not music to Gabs' ears, that is for sure. But it is to 38s, so... The issue for 38 is he's got 2 cars between him and Bandstorp.
Yeah, he has, and there'll be lapped cars, won't there? We do have new lapped car procedures if you want, boys. So, if you are listening, the procedure is to try and go to the line and then pull over once you're past the line as soon as possible, off the racing line, please. So you can let those cars behind through. But it does mean that Bandstorp can go at his own pleasure, can't he? He's really going to have... I reckon he'll at least be a couple of seconds up the road if those lap cars can't get out of the way very quickly.
Yeah, the other big thing between him and 38 is though, he's on the medium, so he's still not on the best tyre in this situation either.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, I agree with you on the point about the lap cars. It's stewards are allowed to look at it as well without even necessarily receiving a report about it if there is something seen on the stream that could go against the rule book. So be careful with what you do. But anyway, as you were saying something. Sorry.
No, I reckon it's just now you are whatever decision you've committed to, you got to stick with it. Right?
Yeah.
It's too late. The field is too bunched up. If you're on the softs, you have to stick with your decision and pray
that it's the right
everything's
one.
going to be fine.
Yeah.
There we go. That's very nice play. What's happened there? The Banstorps let his teammate pass, and Jackster's overtaken the safety car and is just going to try and unwrap himself, which
That's
means
good.
that we're going to have a really good finish here. So, no, thank you, Toby, for doing that, and thank you to Jackster as well, because
It means he's got a straight fight now as well between him and 30. So, well, they can't rule out Danny Donny as well, but I think they're going to be at a slight disadvantage with their tyres. But I'm so excited to see how this is going to play out, because I honestly have no idea. Like, I honestly don't. Gav could go and win it for all we know on those soft tyres, but it's still, though, if you look at the track right now, it does not look like intermediates.
No, it doesn't, and we're at a disadvantage, aren't we? Because DRS is disabled anyway, and with the amount of racing laps we're going to have, I reckon we're going to have 2. I think the safety car is going to probably do 1 more.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I don't think it's going to be. We're not going to see DRS for the rest of this race, I don't think, because bearing in mind Jackster's literally the upper end of the straight at the minute from the safety car. So
yeah, but that's usually our signal that is the track too wet for slicks.
Yeah.
So we're not going to have that information either. So we're just going to be completely in the dark. It's all going to be off how well 30 can get off the line. If Danny just breezes past him, then yeah, Inters were a bad choice.
Yeah. I tell you what though, have you got before the do you want to leave it to the end of the race where you pick your driver of the day, or do you want to do it now? I think there's still so much to happen before we pick it that it's probably best we pick it at the end.
I'm gonna I think I'm gonna hold that for a moment. Hold that thought.
Yeah, you could pick someone and then they crash out, and then oh no, Rob's cursed them, and we'll see another stewards report about you again. So yeah, I'm gonna hold mine, that's for sure.
Ones it could be. So I'm having a look at the strategies we've got here. Night Shadow and Bit, they're on softs. They're on very new softs compared to the medium runners ahead. If it's not wet enough, they're going to have a massive advantage as well, aren't they? We've already seen how quick Gav is down the straights. He could pinch this out of nowhere.
But at the same time, his car's going to feel horrible with those skinny wings.
Yeah.
But I think if 38 goes to win it, with the fact that he literally went straight from hard to inters, I think it'll be 38 that deserves the driver of the day, just for the pure, almost balls in his strategy call. So, but we'll see. I'm just excited for this to get going again, because I have no idea who's going to win. Even still, I think it will come in this. It has to come in this lap, surely.
It has to come in this lap. Yeah. Yes, please. So, come on. We want a good finish.
Contact between 30 and Banstorp under the safety car. I now actually think, if you look, there is a tiny bit of spray coming off those rear wheels, so it could well be time for Inters, because that track does not look so dry anymore.
Or has it just reached the crossover point at just the wrong time? Banstorp would have wanted it to
actually, it might be okay. I'm not sure. Some parts look different to others. It's so confusing.
Okay, safety car's in this lap. Right, let's get ready.
I don't know if I've got the voice for these last 2 laps. Right, let's see. When's Toby? I'm not going to give away when he went in tier 3, because that's a bit of an unfair thing. So we'll see when he goes in tier 4. He might make it different. But he's doing a little bit of a Gav one here. Very, very slow. I thought he'd actually want a bit more pace in his to get the heat in the slicks, but
is it slow deliberately, or is it he's got no traction? We're going to see it, aren't we? Coming out of this final corner, if he can't go, if he puts the foot down and the car doesn't respond, then it is time for the inters rather than the mediums.
He's leaving it very late.
Here.
I think he's a
He
bit
might be
nervous
taking it all
at
the way
touch.
to the line.
Yeah,
He's
I
gone.
think he's gone. Now, this is it. This is what we've all been waiting for, right? Who's going to have the most grip? 30. Oh, 30's just cut the corner and got 3 seconds.
No.
Oh, Biff's got
It's not
5.
impossible. He's definitely got the pace though. 30. Look
Yeah,
at him.
he looks a
He's
lot
all
more
over the back of
confident.
Banstorp already.
Yeah, let's have a look. He's got the lead. He might even be able to pull the gap here but they're still side by side through the long left-hander. But Banstorp's gone for the switchback. But 30 makes his stick. Wow, that was some move.
It was like 30 was turning and the car wasn't quite making it. I'm having a look, seeing if any of the other riders
But here
could do
comes
it.
Toby again. He's having another look up the inside. I think certain bits of the track has more grip than others. But 30's hung it around the outside, but he's going to go for the switchback. And he's pulled it off, but he's now running outside for the long right-hander, which is not going to be the ideal line. You can't stick it through there. Wow, he's got away with it just. Whew. I thought that was going to be, again, tears. But Gav, I think soft's maybe the right tyre, you know, because Gav is looking very, very quick as well.
Yeah, I'm trying to look at where the gaps are between the inters aren't making, none of the inters have really gone up the field at all, have they? It's the soft runners who are making the progress.
Yeah, here goes Gav.
Gav into P3.
Yeah, there's also an Aston Martin in the background. I think it's Roundy having a look at Carl. But Gav's through. He's next up for him is 38, and then it's Toby. Could Gav be the man to win this race? But I tell you what, Danny's going to be the tier 4 driver. But here goes 3 wide into turn 1. 30 missed his braking point, and he saw him make contact with Gav, which hasn't helped at all. But he's managed to make it stick round the outside of Toby. Wow, how have they come out of that alive?
What is this race? It doesn't seem to matter what time. 4-lap-old inters are as good as 11-lap-old mediums or
They
4-lap-old
literally
softs. This makes
Yeah,
no
Julian's
sense.
out. It's such a shame, but look, 30's now struggling through certain parts of the track, and here goes Gav. He's now got the run on both of them out of that corner. We're on the final lap. Could Gav clinch it? He's got the straight line speed. Toby's trying to pick his place. Gav's trying to pick his place. We're nearly 3 wide. Gav's out, made a double overtake down the straight. He's looking round the outside. Is he going to have the cornering for it? He's not going to get the exit. It's going to be so close, but he's got the inside line. Wow, what a move.
Inside line.
Wow. That was incredible.
I don't know how he's navigating this section with
I
no
don't think
wings.
Toby's going to have the straight line speed to answer to him, but is 30 going to be... Oh, there's a roundies round in the background.
I think everybody's going around. There's too much to concentrate at the moment. Gav has pulled that gap up to 2 seconds, so yeah, I think he's going to be our race winner.
He is.
Who's going to get between 30 and Banstorp? Oh, parked that on the apex, did Banstorp.
But I think Danny's going to be the actual winner of this race, the tier 4 winner of this race, because he's going to get, obviously, Gav and Banstorp are going to get demotions, and Danny will take the win. So, yeah, but wow, that was some ending. That was. Have you got do you know what to say after that?
I don't know. I don't know what the weather is. I don't know what the best tyre was. Interestingly, looking at how it's finished, those inter-runners that were about 10th at the end of lap 28, those have come up to about 4th, 5th, 6th. I think right at the end of that race.
Yeah, I agree. I think the Inters just about came into it at the end. But I think softs overall were definitely the right tyre, to be honest. I mean, Gav bet that move he made around the outside of both of them. Wow, he had very little space to deal with as well. Now I'm going to ask you the worst question ever, driver of the day after that.
Who knows? Who knows? I can't even remember who's in the race. It was that good.
All I remember from that race is last 2 laps, so that's all I can base it off. Yeah.
I think I might give it to our eventual tier 4 winner once all the penalties and demotions have taken place, if those and other cheers. RFC Danny.
Yeah, I was just about to say the same thing.
2 third places in a row, and that'll be maybe his maiden win in the MRC if that always comes through. So yeah, excellent drive, picked exactly the right strategy at the end, and kept it clean. Most importantly, I think there was a lot of carnage going on around the back there. So yeah, no, well done, Danny. You can be proud.
Yeah, mine is also Danny. But here is your standings. It's Gav takes the win, Bantop takes second. Danny will eventually be the winner. He takes third, 38 and fourth. Brindle fifth. Jackster, wow, comes home in sixth from being unlucky himself under the safety car, and he comes home in sixth. Doris
That's a
in
late call
seventh.
for driver day.
Yeah, I think my new driver of the day may be Jackster. Man takes 8th, Pith 9th, BitW 10th, Rowdy 11th, Donny 12th, Axel 13th, GR Julian 14th, Spit 15th, Necromancer 15th, 16th, I can't even talk, Winky in 17th, Scottish Ninja 18th, Johnny Smooth and Fragile Tunnel were the two DNF. But yes, I think Jackster's just earned himself driver of the day. I've just picked up on the fact that he literally unlapped himself and has come home 6th. That's ludicrous, to say the least. So, yeah. I think we're both speechless. But Miami, can we race at Miami every week?
Nah, it's only if you make it rain at the last 5 minutes for a free every race.
As long as I'm not racing in that rain as well. Yes, please. Yeah. I don't want to race. But no, that was a very good race. This lobby seems to be taking forever to end, so we will end it here. Don't forget, Friday 7:30 we will have the normal format race of MRCX. It'll be the same as what we've seen so far. Both titles are still hotly contested in that tier. And then Monday, obviously next week, we are in the streets of Baku. How do you feel about that circuit, Rob?
That is maybe one of my worst tracks on the game. I hate that castle section. I will be a very stupid boy, or whatever it is that Charles Leclerc says.
Stupid.
I am stupid. I will probably be ending up there. But no, usually always good action around there. Another street circuit, more carnage. So yeah, tune in. We've got plenty of races.
Definitely tune in. That is for sure. But that will be it for tonight. Thank you all for watching. We reached a lot of viewers tonight, actually, and we've just seen an absolute barnstorm over the last few laps, that's for sure. And we saw some good racing the whole way through. But we will see you all very soon. Thank you all for watching, and don't forget to like and subscribe and share it with your friends, your family, your mum, your nan, your dad, your dog, because we want them all watching. But thank you all, and see you on Friday. Goodbye.